Hey there, it's Louise from Wildflower Wool here. I just thought I'd show you what I am currently working on. I'm knitting up this cute little baby sweater, and I'm just at the point now where I want to sew up some seams. So I've been working some mattress stitch here, and I thought this would be a great little time to do a quick how-to video on how to do mattress stitch. So what you want to do, you want to have your right sides facing you. We're going to work the right sides together here, which puts a nice seam on the inside. You can take some safety pins and you can pin your work together. I'm working on the underside of the arm here. I'm just looking here, where's my seam? Here we go. So if I wanted to, I could put a pin right here and that would hold those two ends even. And if I maybe wanted to, I could put another pin right there. The idea of that is you're just keeping both sides even. What you don't want to have happen is stitching along and you end up cockeyed. And here's your end and here's your other end up here. But I find generally one of the keys to making nice even mattress stitching is picking up row by row, evenly one side to the other. And that, if you do that, generally you don't have to worry too much about pinning. But if you're starting out, I would recommend just keeping your ends even. It's just a little safeguard, a little tip that you can use to help you out if you're trying it for the first time. So now where I've ended off here, I've pulled it tight. So I'm just going to loosen my last stitch just so I can see where I was working. Okay, so my yarn is on the right hand side, so that means I'm going to go to the opposite side here. And you want to go in where you came out. And right here, maybe it's not the best to see, but right here, I came out that hole. So I'm going to go back in this hole, and I'm going to pick up the next bar in the stitch above, which is right there. So now I'm going to just pull my working yarn through, and I'm going to leave it loose for a few stitches. So now I'm coming back over here. I'm going to go in where I came out. So I'm going to pick up that bar between the stitches. And I'm going to pull my working yarn through. Still leaving it loose so I can see where I'm working. So here, there's my last stitch that I pulled through last time. So I'm going to go in here, pick up that bar, and pull my working yarn through. I'm going to leave it loose again, and I keep coming back. So see how my threads are pretty much straight across. That's what you want. You want to keep those straight. What you don't want is to have those threads ending up on a big slant. Then your work is not going to match up when you get to the end. Now what I'm doing here, you can pick up a bar here. That's my next one. So I've got one stitch here that I'm letting roll to the inside of my seam. This is where you do have a choice. You can pick up half a stitch or a whole stitch. So on this side, I'm picking up here, and again, you can see there's a V stitch, 2/2 of a stitch. I'm letting that roll to the inside. I find you get better edging if you go in one full stitch. If for some reason you thought you were going to be a little bit tight for room, it was going to be a little on the small side, you could come in here, and there is a bar in here. You could pick up that bar, and that way we're losing half a stitch, and you would do the same on this side. The key is to make sure stay consistent, because our goal, when you seam, you're going to see a little where you seamed. There is a seam there, so it can't be totally invisible, but once you get good at mattress stitch, it does almost disappear, because you can do this with a contrasting color and really not see your sewing. So anyways, we're going to do a few more of these, and then I'm just going to show you what it looks like when we snug up all these loose stitches. So see, once you get the feel for it, it's pretty easy finding those bars. So there, see how our horizontal strands are pretty much horizontal. Nothing's on too much of a slant, which is a good sign. Now we're just going to snug it all up and watch how that seam just disappears. And you want to pull it snug, not snug enough that it puckers, but snug enough that there's no holes. Now, if for some reason we did find that we did maybe miss a row and it did look like there was a little hole here, there's no live stitches here. So you can very easily just unthread your darning needle, and you can just pick this out and go back to where it's not looking the best. And you can just pick up bars again, and you can continue on your way. So I hope that helps give you a quick little insight on how to do mattress stitch. There's the inside. So there's our one stitch from one side and our full stitch from the other side that we were pulling in on the underside, and it makes a beautiful little seam. And on this side, it's almost completely invisible. So don't be afraid of mattress stitch. Give it a try. And if you have any questions, any comments, certainly feel free to leave me comments below. I would love to hear from you. Happy mattress stitching.